Alright guys, Sarah with Lost in Reviews again with Buck Brannaman from the documentary Buck. We interviewed him at South by Southwest in Austin. Had the pleasure of seeing the documentary there. It was my favorite film that I saw at South by Southwest. So we are going to sit down with him again because a lot has happened since March in regards to promotion and how big this film is actually getting. Buck, you were on Letterman last night. I caught that. It was interesting. Did you actually film it yesterday? Or?
No, actually a few days ago, I think it was Monday, we were in New York, and I was supposed to be on the episode with Cameron Diaz and Eddie Vedder. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool that Eddie Vedder was going to be on there because his song is on the film.
Yeah.
And I had never met him before, so I was kind of excited to meet him, and I wanted to tell him that it's a song. It's one of those songs that if you hear it 100 times, I'm not tired of hearing it. Ever.
Yeah.
It just so fits the mood and the situation in the film that I just loved it. And so I did still get to meet him. We had a nice visit, and gee, what a good guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of pleasing when you meet some big star like that you end up being glad you met him. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you meet a big celebrity and you think, gee, I wish that had never happened because I liked you before.
Yeah.
But so that part was really cool, and then it ended up Letterman kept Cameron Diaz on a little bit too long. Shock. So we had to delay it for a couple of days. They filmed it that night anyway later on, and then it just came on last night. So.
Is it as cold in there as people say it is?
It is. Yeah, it's like 56 or 7 degrees. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been kind of touring around, doing some promotion with Cindy as well, separately and together, doing some more film festivals and things like that. How has this promotion been going for you, traveling around?
Boy, it's been wild, I'll tell you. We started off we did a little screening in Sheridan, Wyoming, my hometown, as a fundraiser for the FFA and a scholarship deal. And it was really cool. And then the next morning I headed out and went from Wyoming to New York and did some screenings there, and went from there to Seattle, San Francisco, LA, San Diego, back to LA, back to New York, Denver, Houston, Dallas. And every one of those places is, of course, there's been lots of interviews and TV stuff and screenings that I would do the Q&As at. And I tell you, I've met a ton of people that I would have never met. Mm-hmm. You know, outside of my little world, there's so many people that have been to the film now that weren't horse people that I would have never come in contact with, and it's been fun. You know, I was surprised and pleased how in the middle of New York City this really appealed to them. They really liked it, even though they don't have a livestock background. They really got the message that we intended in the film, and I thought, well, good for Cindy. She did a good job.
Yeah. You mentioned on Letterman that she wasn't a filmmaker until this movie. It was more the subject before getting the film or directing.
That's an interesting way to become a filmmaker. Yes. To have the story find you and turn you into a filmmaker.
And make you passionate about something.
Yeah.
I went to, after South by Southwest, I went to one of your clinics down in Denton, I think, and I was there for a Friday. Didn't really know, I don't know a heck of a lot about horses, but I thought it was interesting. I stayed there for the day. But I also looked at your calendar for more training clinics, and some of them have been canceled because of this disease that is going around.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little about that?
Yeah, they had a kind of an outbreak of this equine herpes virus, and the reason why, you know, that's not that rare. It does crop up from time to time. But what made this really a bad deal was it was at this cutting in So all these cutting horses were all there together, 500 of them, and then when the cutting was over with, well, everybody went home and took that equine herpes virus with them. So it was so spread out within 24 hours.
Oh, geez.
It was just crazy, and of course, it took a while to get the word out with everybody that they potentially had sick horses, and it's very contagious. So I was just about home. I was going to do one more clinic in Colorado, and then I had a couple coming up at the ranch, and I just canceled them, and I got home, and I just didn't want to take the chance of my horses getting sick. So it really threw a monkey wrench in my deal.
Yeah.
But they're kind of getting their arms wrapped around it now, and a lot of things are happening again. So I think by the time I go back on the road here in a couple of weeks, should be all right.
Yeah. What is the craziest thing that you've done on this promotion tour so far, or seen?
Well, I don't know, because I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
And like I say, I've met people that I never would have met, but it's been kind of a whirlwind, I'll tell you. I'm heading back home tomorrow, and it's just quite a thing. I mean, I go from a couple of days ago in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And day after tomorrow, I'm going to be in the middle of a ranch.
Yeah.
Riding with my daughter and wife.
Yeah.
But I'm so pleased in how well it's been accepted, and how much everybody's appreciated it, and I never would have guessed that a documentary would, which I suppose it is more than a documentary. It's a film, but that it would have that much of an appeal to so many different demographics is really it's a neat thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What do your wife and daughter think of all this?
Well, Mary has supported me all of these years, and of course, I'm the one out there doing this and making a living, and she's been the one at home raising the kids, and frankly, I've been the one that got all the glory out of the deal, and have been in the limelight all these years, but I couldn't have done it without her.
Yeah.
Really, it's just, she's been so much a part of my life. It's just that, she probably hasn't had the appreciation, yet at times people are real nice, they'll Facebook her or, something and tell her, thanks for giving up so much that Buck can be out here doing this.
Yeah. What about your daughter? She, you get to meet all these neat people, and
she has, she had a good time at the Sundance deal, and she's been with me on a little bit of this, but not so much. She'd rather be at home riding a horse, and yeah, she's not all starstruck. She's pretty well grounded, and she doesn't see me any different than she did before all this. And that's good.
Yeah. What are the hopes for Cindy and you? You guys hoping maybe you'll make it to the Academy Awards?
Well, I do. I sure hope so. You never know. There's a long way to go between here and there, but it does seem to be getting quite a bit of notice. And so time will tell. You never know if the people that vote on the Academy Awards, you never know if this is something that would touch their heart the same as it has, a lot of other people.
Exactly.
So time will tell. She's worked hard enough on it. If it's up to me, I'd give it to her.
Yeah. I would too.
She's put in 3 years of her life doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been all consuming. That's all she's done for 3 years. And well, you have to appreciate that kind of dedication to anything.
Yeah. I think that's about it. I mean, I would just once again encourage all our readers to go see this film. It opens in Dallas today, and it will be spreading far and wide. My aunt in Kansas is eagerly awaiting this coming to Lawrence, Kansas. If I could ask one question for her, She's got a 23-year-old horse, still ridden. She wants to know if you had any advice on nutrition for a 23-year-old horse.
Well, you know, we have, I never sell horses because I'm kind of the fall in love type. So,
Yeah.
so we've always got some old horses around that I don't ride anymore that have helped me make my living through the years, and then I retire them and just turn them out. And you know, we have the luxury of good pasture in the summertime, but of course in the winter the grass doesn't have near as much in it, so we do feed them hay. And the older horses, we feed them that equine senior, and that seems to be really good for those ones that maybe have a little bit harder time getting through the winter, and that really has been the best. And on the road I started feeding this, it's a Purina product called Omeline 400, and it's actually a complete feed, and they love it. I mean, we laugh about it because they just, I mean, they'll leave perfect alfalfa hay, grass hay. They'll walk away from it to eat that Omeline 400. I mean, I sound like I'm doing a commercial. But it's, you know, at least you know what you're going to get. It's, you know, and some places, you get to the East Coast, they have some of those places you can't get good hay. I mean, they sell hay there that I wouldn't bed a cow to go have her calf on.
Yeah.
But it's just tough country to put up hay because it's so wet all the time. It never dries out. It's always been rained on before they get it up. So it's, you know, you're always looking for something that is going to be consistent to feed your horses.
Okay. Well, thank you, Buck.
You're
Once
welcome.
again, it was
You're
nice
welcome.
meeting you again.
Thank you.
And still promoting this. Go see Buck. It opens in a theater near you real soon, I'm sure. Thank you, guys.